Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You want a sports degree that is beyond the game? A degree that immerses you from day one and launches you into the business side of sports. With a sports management major from IUPUI's School of Health and Human Sciences, you'll have insider access to sports professionals and will learn from faculty with years of teaching and industry experience. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sport industry career.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time. To pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Well, welcome to Hancock County Stadium on the campus of Mount Vernon High School. Bill Ludlow along with Daniel Morales. We've got the Mount Vernon Marauders taking on the visiting Pendleton Heights Arabians. Tonight's game is brought to you by Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Bertner Electric, your licensed and experienced electrician serving Central Indiana. IUPUI Sports Management, a lifetime of sports with a winning degree. Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 solution. And Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. Nothing runs like a deer. Daniel, nothing runs like Keegan LaBelle.
I know. I mean, he's just been killing it last week, this week. Coming into this week, he's ready to play. Obviously, coming up off of a big win last week against Delta. But I tell you what, it's Pendleton, and we know how Mount Vernon likes to play against Pendleton. Only thing they got really going for them is obviously they're on a win streak. Mount Vernon, after that first demolish by Noblesville on their home field. They have not lost a game. Took care of business at their rival New Pal.
Yep.
Took care of business against Delta last week. And now they got Pendleton, and it's homecoming.
And it is homecoming, and the festivities here at Mount Vernon are in high volume right now, you know. And the kids are ready for it. You and I are also ready for it. You look at Mount Vernon, they're coming in with a record, like you said, 4-1. The Arabians coming in with a record of 3-2. They've dropped the last 2 games to New Pal 38-3 and to Greenfield Central 27-20. And that was a close one at Greenfield Central.
Yeah, I mean, it went all the way down to the end. And in Greenfield, you know, you weren't on that call with me at Greenfield. Had Buddy Jarrett with me on a Saturday, a very odd, rainy day. But Greenfield, they impressed. I mean, we look at the score. The score for Mount Vernon in that game against Greenfield was 42-21. Granted, once they got to the running clock, they put their backups in. Mount Vernon didn't want to get hurt. But they impressed. And to come out and take care of business last week on Pendleton's home field, they're running pretty good in this conference.
Yeah, and you look at the conference standings right now, and Mount Vernon is on top at 3-0. We're going to take a break. You're watching IndianaSRN.
What's the number one misconception you think about Freemasonry?
Well, I think most people just think of Freemasonry as some kind of secret society, and you go with some of the rumors out there and so on, and they really don't understand who we are. They don't understand that we are a fraternity of brothers first, and our obligation is to take care of each other and our widows and orphans, etc. within our group. They don't understand what the fraternity part of Freemasonry really is. And that's the misconception that's out there. I think first and foremost of anyone that wants to join Freemasonry, I'd like them to know that it's really not a secret society. You may say it's a society with a secret because we have some handshakes and some passwords that you could easily find down in a library if you get the right book. Freemasonry is more, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, it's a way of sharing common thoughts and everything with people of all different vocations that really understand of getting together on the level. Whether you're a judge or a police officer or a janitor, you're all on the same level when you're in a Masonic lodge room. And I think that's one of the greatest things, that you can sit with people of all vocations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Welcome back to Hancock County Stadium on the campus of Mount Vernon High School. We were talking about these 2 teams before we went to break, Daniel, and the Pendleton Heights Arabians, 3-2 on offense. They're averaging 19 points a game, but the defense is giving up 23. You don't want to get do that against a high-powered Mount Vernon ball club.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, with Pendleton giving up that many points and how many points Mount Vernon has put up on the board,
right.
And how quickly they've had done so this year, you got to come out and you got to be prepared to play. You know this is a big task. The good thing with their offense is they're very balanced this year. You know,
yes.
Last year they were kind of run heavy, tried to throw the ball as much as possible, but this year they've thrown the ball 96 times. Candano has 565 yards, which is a lot more than where we were last year at this time.
Right. And he's throwing 5 TDs, so they don't throw the ball a lot, but when they do, the young man from Pendleton Heights is on target.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the things is he can be he's completion rate's almost 50%. He's above 50%, and that's good. But he can also run the ball. We look at his yardage, and he's had 55 carries, second most on the team behind Ross with 66. So I tell you what, this defense is going to have a handful tonight.
If Candino wants to throw the ball, his main two guy, I guess, is Reddington. He's only played in 2 games, but he's got 11 receptions for 114 yards, 2 TDs.
Yeah, and he's moving the ball and is able to get up the field and put points up on the board as well.
And now let's turn the page here, Daniel, and let's take a look at the Mount Vernon Marauders. You know, on the year they're averaging 45 points a ball game. The defense is giving up 28, and I think that comes in play to part when you've got such a big lead, you put your reserves in.
Yeah, when they get up, and they are now, I believe 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive weeks of running clocks they have got to. So, yeah, your second string is going to get a lot of opportunities. And if you're the away team, you're like, I'm going to keep putting the pressure on. I want to, make this not look as bad as it really is and put points up on the board. But Mount Vernon, overall, completely. Last week, Garrick Slunaker went over that 1,000 yards passing for the season, and he has just been amazing this year.
You look at what Mount Vernon has done. Also, they've got 17 TDs on the rushing, and then they've got 13 on the receiving end. So you talked about that, but good balance, fantastic balance right there.
I love Mount Vernon's offense. They mix it up. If Slunaker needs to go under center, he'll go under center. If he needs to go in the pistol, he'll go in the pistol. If he needs to stay in the shotgun, you have so many options from that. Back in the day, Mount Vernon ran the wing T, and it was somewhat successful when you had a big, strong back. But ever since Mount Vernon's gone to that spread offense and really mixed up their offense formation, they have done very, very well.
The running duo in the backfield for Mount Vernon, Keegan LaBelle, 39 carries, 354 yards. Hagler, through 4 games, 40 carries for 291 yards. So, Hagler, LaBelle, pick your poison tonight.
Hagler is a great addition that this team picked up this year as a senior year. He came over here from LC. And then you have LaBelle. And I know the people who are avid listeners know I love Keegan LaBelle. And what I love about him, his work ethic, the way he keeps driving when he's hit. And I would love – they don't have the stat in high school. I know they have it probably in college. I know for sure they have it in the NFL. How many yards after first contact?
Yeah.
He would have – most of his yards he gains are after he gets hit for the first time, after he gets the ball. And that's the passion that I love about Keegan LaBelle. He is all fire. He 120% every week on both sides of the ball. Not just running, but on the defensive side. I love Keegan LaBelle and love watching him run.
On the defensive side, he's got 28 solo tackles, 12 assists for 44, total tackles per game, 8.8, and tackles for loss, 4.5. If you say, well, I've never seen LaBelle play, all you have to do is go to a commercial, folks, and look at the Energizer Bunny, baby, and he's going and going and going.
Absolutely. I mean, he is just – his energy is what really gets his team going, and he's a real leader on this team.
The Pendleton Heights Arabians, they are coached by Jed Richmond, and then Mount Vernon is coached by first-year head coach Vince Leidy. And, man, they've not missed anything after Kirshner left.
Yeah, and they haven't missed a beat.
And here we are. Now is the time for our keys of the game. Daniel Morales, give us your keys to the game tonight.
If you're Pendleton, you have to get out early. You have to do whatever you can to get the ball, get points on the board, because you know that offense is going to put up points. Mount Vernon going to have to come out here, continue to do what they've done all year long on the offensive side to dominate their defense. We got to see a repeat of what we saw against New Pal, where they were just absolutely amazing.
You know, they spotted New Pal 10 points, and then they said, okay, we're done playing. We're coming. We're bringing the high-powered offense on, and that's what they did.
And I am excited that this team, if they can continue that mentality, they can go very, very far in the postseason.
And that is your keys to this ball game tonight. There's the captains on the field with the coin toss. Keegan LaBelle coming over, and
he's excited.
He's pumped. So did they win the toss?
You know, it's one of those things. We were doing our keys to the game, so we might have missed it. That's probably on me. But the energy when you're at Mount Vernon tonight's special. It's homecoming. You can see it in the crowd. It's a packed house. You can hear it. You know the energy's there. We get that every week, but it's
every
this week. It's extra because it's homecoming. Homecoming.
And they might have won the toss because guess what? The kicking team, special teams, is on the field.
I don't know. If you're Pendleton, if they heard my keys, they got to get the ball first.
Good point.
And what has Mount Vernon done the last, 5 weeks? They've won the toss?
Yep. So here we go. Mount Vernon dressed in the black with the gold numbers, gold trim in the numbers. Pendleton Heights white with the green numbers. There's a high kick by Yealy. Comes down. And a decent run back there for the Pendleton Heights Arabians.
Yeah, Isaac Wilson on the return back there. Great kick. Garrett Switaker just seems like he can do it all. I mean, not only can he throw bombs down the field, he can also kick bombs down the field as well.
So here come the Arabians now. Candino is your quarterback for your Arabian ball club. And they will start on their own, 26-yard line. And he's going to air it out first. Oh! Man, that came close to being picked off by number 11 is Ren Davis. And we've seen what Ren did in that New Pal game with a 60-yard TD return.
Yeah, I was about to say that's why he plays defense. But he did have that one interception, and that was just a great play. He read it. The defender the offensive receiver kind of made a move, so it made it difficult to be able to intercept it, but great defense there.
Triple receivers to the right, and looks like
penalty on the play.
It's offsides on Mount Vernon.
Discipline. Discipline.
Yep. And I know they're pumped, too.
I was about to say, that's what you get. It's homecoming. Your energy's going. You saw Keegan LaBelle running off the field hyped. They might have lost the toss, but the way he looked like it's like they won it. And it's the energy. It's homecoming.
2nd and 5 now. And it looks like the Arabians move, so we're going to back it up. You know, this is like two boxers. You know, they're just trying to feel each other out, and then we'll go in for the kill, right?
On that one, the whole offensive line moved, but the center. Somebody missed a snap.
Massani is the starting center for the Arabians, number 57. So they'll go 2 receivers to the right side. And they hand off to...
Looks like that was James Malone.
Malone on the run.
And Malone has 14 carries with 61 yards, so he doesn't get the ball often. And that makes you curious of where's Ross?
Right. So it's 3rd down and 7 now for the Arabians. And this drive started on their own 26-yard line. Coming up, third play of the game for Pendleton Heights. Oh, stay back. Little juggle there by Candino. Here comes a defense, and he gets away, but not from Keegan LaBelle.
Absolutely not. I mean, they had him in the backfield, got past him, but that's when you have that second layer, second wave of defense to hawk the quarterback. That's what LaBelle does as a middle linebacker. He watches the quarterback. Where is he going? Is he going to the left? Is he going to the right? I'm watching him. If he breaks off towards me or whatever direction, I'm going after him.
4th and 10, and now a punting situation for the Arabians. We think it's a punting situation, right?
Yeah, never know.
Oh, that's going to
in
give.
The stands.
Oh, yeah. What?
Ball's in the stands.
Hey, is that like a foul ball in baseball? You get to keep it and take it home with you?
I don't think so. I think they're going to have to throw that one back. And now we get to see this offense, and I love so much the offense that Coach Jacobs has for Mount Vernon, the offensive coordinator, the play calling, the mixture, and that's why he keeps defenses on their heels because they have no idea where they're going. They just know they're going forward.
Uh-oh, now we're backing them up. There must have been a penalty flag on the play. So backs it up into Mount Vernon's territory. Oh, nope, we're going back the other way.
I don't know. I mean, the ball's in the stands. I don't even know if they got it down yet. I don't know how the punt was at the stands before the 50-yard line. So, nice where they'll mark it.
So they'll mark it at Pendleton Heights 45.
45-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Marauders.
1st and 10 now for the Marauders. Sluniker puts Williams in motion. And LaBelle broke a tackle, breaks
going.
another one, and just keeps right on moving.
Never brought him down. A little bit of a trickery play there.
Yeah, it sure was.
I'm not sure what he was doing with his right hand. He wasn't like kind of like throwing motion. Kind of went up and did a Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, there
play.
you go.
But Pendleton was all over it. But the strength of Keegan LaBelle to keep driving after the hit. I mean, he only got 1 yard, but he stopped it from being a 3-yard loss.
Right. So 2nd and 9. Sluniker back to pass.
Oh, no, that's a fumble. Oh, he said his arm was going forward. Very fortunate.
Wow.
Very, very fortunate for Mount Vernon. But,
incomplete pass.
I tell you what, Eli Arthur, number 44 for Pendleton, came on strong on that outside corner. And this is what you want if you are Pendleton. You have to keep putting pressure on the ball. That is probably the first time we've seen all season that type of hit on Garrick that he didn't know it was coming.
So now it's 3rd and, well, if it's an incomplete pass, why is it 3rd and 15 now? Should be 3rd and 9, correct?
Nobody's arguing.
There's it out, and it's incomplete, intended for Gentry.
George
Burhan.
That'll bring up 4th down for the Marauders.
You're right. That's interesting. Because if he was saying his arm was going forward, then that shouldn't have been 4th and 15. Huh.
So, but they're...
That's where they marked it, though.
Keeping the offense on the field?
No,
I was going to say, no. So Helms will do the punting for Mount Vernon, number 90. High kick, comes down, and downed at the 17-yard line.
Great snap there, huh?
Yeah. Manny Morales.
Yeah.
My man, Manny. I like that.
I'm good for one a game. That's it. I won't say anything else. Hopefully they're not punting that often.
Yeah, we don't want to see that, you know.
I believe, I could be wrong, that might be the first or second time this season, no more than 2 times, that they had a punt on their first drive. Or they went. That's the first time they ever went 3 and out.
Right.
James Malone
on the carry.
So it makes me think we're seeing Malone a lot. We didn't get the chance, obviously, to talk to the Pendleton coach prior to game. But I wonder if Ethan Ross is not playing tonight. We haven't seen him, and that's their leading rusher. He has 66 carries on 402 yards with 2 TDs. So I'm curious.
Right.
He may be out tonight.
So second down now for the Arabians. Canino back to pass. Incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
That'll bring up a third down, and he was lucky on that because they had a defender over there, Dan. You talk about that.
That's a very dangerous pass when you have press coverage. Mount Vernon had press coverage on their receivers, which means they're up on the line of scrimmage, not giving that cushion for the receiver, usually 5 yards. And the opportunity for the defense is to jump that pass and go all the way for 6.
Right.
Fortunate enough, it was low, and they didn't read it quick enough. He got the ball out pretty quick to be able to, it was an incomplete pass, but not fortunate enough not to be an interception.
3rd and 7 now. Candino, the quarterback, drops back, throws, and it is incomplete. So it'll bring up another 4th down situation for the Arabians.
Yeah, great
Burhan, yeah.
Yeah, great coverage there by George Burham. He was on the receiver's back the whole time. Something I like about him, he has developed a lot in this offseason.
Boy, hadn't he though.
I used to joke, and he'd say he has cement in his shoes because his footwork was slow. But he has done a really good job this year and has developed into a very, very crucial player on this team.
This time the punt stays in, taken at the 40-yard line, gets it across the 50-yard line.
That
is Gentry.
And that was a lot better. Stayed in.
It stayed in play, didn't it?
Stayed in the field. But no, a really good punt there. He was about on his 10-yard line and punted it all the way back to the Mount Vernon 40-yard line. So decent punt there. This is not what I expected, Bill. Come out 0-0 after 3 drives total.
Right.
New Pendleton has 2 now. Mount Vernon coming out for this second one. Figured somebody'd have points up on the board now.
Be on the Pendleton Heights 49-yard line is where this ball will be placed for the Marauders. Sluniker puts Gentry in motion, drops back to pass, got plenty of time, throws, and incomplete, intended for Williams.
Good ball, just wasn't able to hang on, and he had a great time in the pocket that time, was able to step up into his pass. He threw into triple coverage, always dangerous. He put the ball where only his receiver was going to be able to come down with it or not. Unfortunately, Avery Williams was not able to come down.
Brings up a 2nd and 10 now for the Marauders. Sluniker looks over at the Mount Vernon sideline. That one's complete to Gentry.
And it was batted at the line of scrimmage, so it went up, but a great one-handed catch to kind of go up and bring it down, and was able to get a few yards on that play.
You have an OBJ catch here?
Let's be easy there, Bill. Wasn't that good? It's not like, oh, man. It'll come back to me. Go ahead and call the play.
It'll be 3rd down coming up now. Hand off to LaBelle. Man, there's nothing going on right now. In there for the stop was number 72.
Tackle made by number 65, Josh Shoger.
Or Josh Shoger was on the stop.
And this is a really defensive, strong game so far. Both teams going 3 and out on both their first possessions.
Right. Helms back to punt again for Mount Vernon. Put a little pressure, gets a nice kick away, and a fair catch called at about the 21-yard line by number 11, Miller. So Mount Vernon will take over, or Pendleton Heights will take over. catch up on what's going on with the IHSAA Foundation, subscribe to our newsletter, The Advocate. Email us at ihsaafoundation.org. There comes the third time now for Pendleton Heights on offense. They'll be at their own 20. Hand off to number 28, Malone, I'm sorry.
And once again, nothing up the middle. Mount Vernon doing a great job of collapsing the hole. The hole's there for about a half second. Then he snaps. It closes. It just closes up. Great defense so far for Mount Vernon and for Pendleton as well.
So he picked up 3. That'll be 2nd and 7. Looks like Candino's in the shotgun formation now, or the pistol. Oh, he was going to. Whoa!
He was going to. Good thing he did it. There was nobody there.
There was a Mount Vernon Marauder.
Wrong color. He looked for the option. That was a straight option out to the right side, and somebody didn't get the play because he looked to pitch and he said, "Wait a second, you're not my teammate."
Wait a minute, I got a white jersey on, you got a black jersey. Wait a minute. The fans come on board now, chanting D up. This will be 3rd down.
I think they want him to D up.
Hands off to Malone. And he's not going to get the first down.
Dresden Roberts on the carry.
Okay, there was Roberts on the carry.
Yeah, that was number 48.
Oh, they're gonna go quick here.
Yeah,
they're going quick.
Oh, yep. No, they got the first down.
Oh, they did get the first down. All right. So 1st and 10 for the Arabians. Candino going to keep it himself. Going to be brought down by number 7, Darren Smith.
Going to be 2nd and 9 for the Arabians.
Picked up 1 on the play.
Another option, just not there. And Mount Vernon's done a great job so far reading that option and closing off the option pitch for Cardinino. I mean, he can't. There's nobody there,
right?
So it's hard to pitch. So Mount Vernon doing a great job on that front line.
Now they're going to go trip receivers to the right side. 1 lone receiver on the left. There's it, and incomplete. Pass was intended for
number 2,
Jones.
Rise up, fans. It's 3rd down.
All right, it's another 3rd down situation for the Arabians. And let's see what Coach Richmond and the coaching staff wants to draw up on this play.
I think you try to throw the ball again. You know the run game hasn't done much.
Well, he's got the trip receivers to the right side again. Put a little pressure here on your defense. Throws, and it is incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
And a great attempt there. Threw the ball up where his receiver's going to have to make a heck of a catch there. That was Reese Reddington, who leads the team with 11 receptions and 114 yards on the year. So good target to throw to, just wasn't able to come down with it.
On for another punt for Pendleton Heights. And we tab this rivalry the Battle of 67, Daniel.
Yeah, it looks like he had to call a timeout. Wasn't ready.
And with that, we're going to take a timeout too. You're watching IndianaSRN.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Live back at Hancock County Health Stadium on the campus of Mount Vernon High School. 4th down for the Arabians. Back to punt. Whoa, what was man, he got him around the neck and finally brought him down, though.
He has a tendency to do that. He should have let that play out, and he grabbed it, and it's just dangerous. You don't want to put yourself in a situation, and we were talking during that break, this is unusual. How many times have we seen Mount Vernon go out on their first offensive possession and put points up on the board? They're now on their 3rd offensive possession and don't have they barely got it across midfield.
Right. So it'll be at their own 30-yard line is where they will start. 1st and 10 for the Marauders. Sluniker is in the pistol. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Keegan LaBelle. The guy had him around the ankles, and he's still moving.
And that guy had about 100 pounds and maybe about 4 inches on him and still couldn't bring him down. Just the strength of Keegan LaBelle running the ball.
Here's that replay.
Hey, look at him. He's twice his size. Still can't bring him. Look, he's trying to drag him, and just the strength of Keegan LaBelle and the effort that he puts into this game is awesome.
1st and 10 Marauders. Back to LaBelle. And you look at Keegan LaBelle. He is a senior. He's 5'8", 170 pounds.
Pure muscle.
I was going to say, pure muscle, baby. 2nd and about 3. As we're getting close to winding down this first quarter, Daniel.
And no points up on the board. I mean, Mount Vernon threatening now, but just odd so far.
Gentry in motion. Hagler busted, and there we go. That's what we're talking about. And he just walks into the end zone for a Marauder touchdown.
And that hole was perfectly, perfect size. Was able to shoot the gap, and we had the first time we've seen Hagler. And that's just an explosive run. I mean, he just beats him. Straight beats him. And then he kind of slowly walks in. He knows what this rivalry is. He knows what he's doing out there. And we've seen this a lot. Mount Vernon going for 2 here. This is something that we've seen. It's a weird setup.
Sluniker. There's it. And got it to George Burhant. So with that, it's Mount Vernon 8 and Pendleton Heights nothing. You're watching IndianaSRN.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Welcome back to Hancock County Health Stadium on the campus of Mount Vernon High School. Bill Ledlow, Daniel Morales. And with 3:25 to go, Mount Vernon's got their first lead 8-0. That was a 3-play drive that started on their own 30-yard line. So now Pendleton Heights. Adams on the return for the Arabians. They'll start. on
It'll be
the
1st and 10 for the Arabians on the 27.
on their own 27-yard line. Candino in the shotgun. And they make a run on their own. James Malone again.
James Malone on the carry.
And
They're trying to copy what Mount Vernon just did.
Yeah, you run the ball a couple times, see if you can find the holes and get a big gain. And just unfortunately, they're going against a pretty tough defense. I mean, this front line for Mount Vernon, when they're on, they are tough to get by.
Oh, we got a penalty on Mount Vernon, too.
Personal foul on Mount Vernon.
Looks like could have been a late hit.
Wow. So that will give them a first down. And it'll be placed, the ball will be placed at Mount Vernon's 49-yard line.
The ball will be placed on the 49-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Arabians.
So now your defense is going to have to come up and see what the defense draws up now for Mount Vernon and the offense for Pendleton Heights. Candino puts a man in motion. Number 35 is Default on the carry. Quinn Default is a 5'11", 165-pound junior.
And he carries the ball a lot, has 24 carries with 114 yards, third most on the team for Pendleton. And good run there. Can't really do much when you have this front line of Mount Vernon that's just closing up the holes.
Puts Jones in motion. Back to Malone. Nope, that was not Malone.
It was Roberts. Yep, Dredson Roberts on the run, who's just 5'10" sophomore, 205 pounds. Not a small running back.
Well, it's 3rd down and 2 now for the Arabians. And as you can see on the clock, we're below 2 minutes to go here in this first quarter. They're going trip receivers right. Candino goes under center this time. And little quarterback sneak.
Yeah, that far side judge doesn't look he's giving him the mark.
Candiano on the carry.
Let's see.
Tackled away by number 79, Cole Herman.
Cole Herman on the carry.
I can't.
And they're going to give it to him.
I can't stand high school football. I wish they measured. Because that ball had to get to the 41, and that was about the 40 and a half, maybe the 40 and 3/4. I get it's early in the game, but there's got to be something when you got to at least measure the ball. And that's not just – it's both sides, for Mount Vernon and for Pendleton. But that was throw the red flag out there. Let's challenge that.
1st and 10 now for the Arabians in Mount Vernon territory. And now we got a timeout. And you're watching IndianaSRN.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry-out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Welcome back to Hancock County Stadium. Bill Ludlow, Daniel Morales. The Marauders with an 8-0 lead, but the Arabians have found their rhythm on offense.
Yeah, moving the ball down the field well, moving it quickly, but this is not what you want to see. Not having the right personnel. You just came out from a timeout. How do you not know what the play is? How do you not have enough people on the field? Kind of scrambling.
1st and 10. Candino back to pass, throws, and it's incomplete, intended for Javon Cole.
Another great defense there by George Burham. I mean, he's a big boy, and you're going up, but there is a penalty down right at the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's legal procedure. So not only did they not have enough people on the field at first, they didn't have them lined up very well. So that's going to push them back once again for Pendleton.
Backs them up 5 yards.
It'll be 1st and 15 for the Arabians.
1st and 15. And the official says, wind that clock. The Marauders coming in, like we said in the pregame, with a record of 4-1, and Pendleton Heights is 3-2. Our sixth game of the year, and now the officials are talking. They got the ball finally placed.
I think there was some confusion of the
as
penalty.
and the clock continued to run.
Which is interesting. After a penalty, you usually stop the clock, but it is against the offense, so.
Candino back to pass, throws, and it got tipped and almost intercepted.
Oh man!
Somebody got their big paw up there.
I think it was the one. I think it was the one and only King LaBelle. But I tell you what, Cole Herman there was. Oh, he saw green. He's like, oh, I can get an interception. You know those big boys when they're on the front line, they want everything they can to touch that ball in a way that they don't usually touch it.
So bring up a 2nd down situation now for the Arabians. 2nd and 15. That went nowhere, and it'll bring us to a close in this first quarter, which normally is a packed first quarter, but not tonight. You're watching IndianaSRN. Welcome back to Hancock County Health Stadium and the campus of Mount Vernon High School. Now we're coming out after the end of the quarter. The side judge comes in calling for a timeout. I'm like, what? We'll bring up a 3rd and 14 for the Arabians. They were on the move, and then they kind of backpedaled here a little bit.
Yes,
let's see what
slow down a little bit.
The offense does now. Trout in the backfield with Candino. And they hand off to him. And brought down. First man to get him was number 54, Roland Trimble.
And Pendleton tonight, with Ross being out, really sharing the love. We've seen Trout run the ball. We've seen Malone run the ball. We've seen DeVault run the ball. We've seen Roberts run the ball. So really spreading it out. And that's what you got to do. When you have a key player out, you can't just put all your money on one person. Kind of got to mix it up, and that's a false start.
Big number 79, Derek Loader.
The underjudge there threw the wrong. He didn't throw the flag. He threw the beanie.
He threw the beanie bag.
Yeah, threw the beanie there.
So a false start on the Arabians. Got to back them up now. 4th and 13. And they are still keeping the offense on the field. The head official says start the clock. Trip receivers go to the right side. Back to pass. Candino airs it out, and it's going to fall incomplete.
That's incomplete.
And they will take over. Mount Vernon will take over on downs. That's our first takeover on downs tonight after several punts in that first quarter.
And that's exactly what you want with the defense, to keep pressuring, right? Don't let stuff happen. Don't give up big plays, and they've really done a good job so far.
So Mount Vernon will start on their own 42. They go 2 receivers to the right side. Sluniker is in the pistol. Drops back. There's it out. It's got a man right there. That's Gentry.
And perfectly placed ball. Great pass. I mean, in between 3 defenders. And you think one of those defenders would just get up on Ashton Gentry, but he just drops it right into the breadbasket. Great completion there. Now they're looking to score once again in 2 plays.
Ball's on Pendleton Heights 10-yard line. Sluniker to George Burheen. And for George, on the year, he's got 11 catches for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. But he's over 6 feet tall, so you know he can get the ball when it's thrown up there to him.
Yeah, he's a big target. He's probably the biggest target on the field other than Eli Brendenthal.
Sluniker now looks over at the sideline. There goes LaBelle, and he's in for a touchdown, Marauders.
And that's just a simple run up the middle. Can't find anything, so he bounces out to the side, and his speed and strength get him into the end zone for the touchdown.
Keegan's first TD of the night. Yealy on for the extra point try. Sluniker the holder. Snap. The ball's up in the air, and it is good. So with 10:07 to go, it's Mount Vernon 15, Pendleton Heights 0.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Walk up. There's the kickoff, and nice return there.
Yeah, great return there by Isaac Wilson, just right up the middle, and that's where your blockers are in kickoffs. There is a strategy. A lot of people think that, I'm just going to kick it as far as I can and then just run around and get away from people. But there are strategies for the kick return team where they have to block. They could block right, they could block left, they could block right up the middle. That time it went right up the middle, and now they're starting with great field position.
And with that field position, it will be their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for Pendleton Heights. Now they go 2 receivers to the right side. Now they put a man in motion. Now he brings him from the right to the left side. And I think they're doing that to try to maybe confuse Mount Vernon's defense, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jake Ergot is a threat. He's got a lot of speed, and they have a lot of options there. When you send him in motion, you can snap it right then and toss it to him on an end around. You can let him get out and then throw a pass to the outside, and his speed, he already has that momentum, is going to be able to break off the edge. So a lot of different things you can do, but Mount Vernon doing a good job of containing. We saw that a lot in the New Pal game. They contained because New Pal ran a read option where the quarterback's going to read the end, and they're continuing to do well tonight.
And this time it went nowhere, and it was number 34 on the stop, Max Hazy. Max was in the backfield, Daniel, before the running back knew what was going on.
Yeah, and it definitely disrupted the handoff. He kind of bobbled it. Fortunate he hung on to the ball because a split second later that's going to be a hit and a fumble and could be a recovery for Mount Vernon.
So to bring up another big third down play here for the Arabians. They break the huddle. Ball's placed at their own 42-yard line. The side judge coming in again. We got a timeout. Maybe. Let's see. We're going to have a little conference here, Daniel.
Yeah.
Not between you and me, but the officials down there.
Well, we can have a conversation too if you'd like.
So you got right now Pendleton Heights is just trying to find something that's going to generate some points.
You got to get the momentum. Right now Mount Vernon has it. They've put up 2 quick scores after Pendleton Heights defense doing a good job in stopping them 2 times on 3 and out, their first 2 possessions of the game, but Mount Vernon finding their footing not only on the offensive side but on the defensive side right now. And not sure what the delay is. Sometimes I wish high school refs had a mic, but might be too much to ask for.
3rd and 3. Throws pass and incomplete. And it was intended for number 6, Javon Cole. So to bring up a 4th down for Pendleton Heights. So it'll be a punting situation for the Arabians once again. Ready for the snap. He's a left-footed kicker. Almost got that one blocked. Watch out. Gentry on the run. Nice return there by Ashton Gentry.
Great punt, but a better return there by Ashton Gentry. Was able to spin and move and break some tackles here and there. Was able to get a good return there because if he's not grabbing that, that's going to be down within the 10 easily because it was such a good punt. But he did a smart move on that time with nobody around, picking up the ball and trying to make something out of nothing.
Simply 1st and 10. For the Marauders they will start on their own 29-yard line. First play of this drive, Sluniker under center. Pitches back. Hagler.
And did lose the ball there at the end, but forward progress was stopped at about the 32-yard line. And Pendleton's defense has done a great job by containing as well. They're reading. That was more of a read option, but it was mainly a pitch out to Hagler from Garrick Sluniker, the quarterback. And Pendleton was all over it and didn't give up a big gain. We know what Hagler can do in the open field, make some moves, but team tackling is going to be the difference tonight for Pendleton.
2nd and 7. Back to Hagler. Hagler hanging on to the ball and moving that pile.
Picked up the first down there, and he was hit at the line of scrimmage. I think he's been watching Keegan a little bit and saying, hey, you're strong, I'm strong too. Let's just keep running and get some yards off this and pick up a first down.
So Hagler is a senior, 5'10", 188. But the muscle on both Hagler and Keegan LaBelle, Daniel. Hands off to George Burheen, and he cuts it to the left side, and George.
He's going to do the same thing. And
well, we saw him last week score a touchdown.
This goes to coaching, and Coach Leidy stepped into a role that had big shoes to fill with Coach Kirshner the last 3 years.
Right.
But Coach Kirshner was with these guys, all these guys that are on the starting team since, other than Hagler, because Hagler just came in. Not sure what the discussion
looks
is.
Looks like we had maybe a penalty flag.
Late hit, maybe? They are going, yep.
Personal foul on Pendleton Heights.
And I think it is a late hit. George was well out of bounds.
Yeah.
He didn't get knocked down. However, he kept hitting him and pushing him, and you can't do that in high school football. You got to protect your players. There's a safety that goes in, especially when you go to the bench area. There's wires there's the chains, there's water bottles, there's benches that they could fall on. So safety here, but good call.
First down, Marauders. Sloaniker back to pass. There's it, got a man right there, and touchdown to Ashton Gentry.
Garrett Sloaniker has been putting this ball on point tonight. He has put in between 3 defenders. He's put it now in between 2 defenders. He is placing perfectly.
Here's the replay on that.
And look, there's 3 defenders right there. He has one on him and puts it perfect in the breadbasket. Easy touchdown there for Ashton Gentry.
Yealy on for the extra point try now. Sloaniker, your holder. And that split the uprights. We'll be back. You're watching IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Live back at Hancock County Health Stadium. And a return by number 13, Isaac Wilson.
Yeah, let's go back and look at this pass here by Sloaniker. He has, look at the protection, the front line, even Keegan LaBelle picking up the middle linebacker coming in and then just drops it, literally just drops it right into his hands. Ashton Gentry takes a hit, hangs on to the ball. Garrick is clicking tonight with his passes. I think the first couple attempts he overthrown, got excited. That's the energy. At home, it's a rival. It's homecoming. But now he is just in sync right now.
Start on their own 31. And it was Malone on the run.
And Cannano took a hard hit there.
He did.
It was a pitch out to the outside, and just Mount Vernon defender laid it on him, which is what you want to do. You don't want to, if you're committed, you go through the play.
So bring up a second down and 3, they say. Picked up 7 on the play. Good run there by Malone. Candino got to keep it himself. And he's going to be close to the first down.
It looks like they're giving it to him whenever they stop the clock.
Candiano on the carry. Tackle made by number 7, Darren Smith.
Darren Smith on the tackle for your Marauders.
And we talked early in the game, Candiano can throw the ball. He's had a few attempts tonight, but this secondary for Mount Vernon with Williams and Ross, they're pressing their defenders, and that's something that we see a lot, not a lot in the early games, a lot in the last couple games.
Right.
And you know me, that bothers me. It's 3rd and 3. Why wouldn't you be pressing the defenders on the receiving core? And they give that cushion, but doing a really good job tonight and not giving up that big deep ball.
Candiano hands off to Wilson, I believe, number 44. Arthur. Eli Arthur.
Tackle made by number 30, Trayvon Hegler.
Trayvon Hegler.
And what Pendleton is doing with this hurry-up offense, they're moving the ball, they're tiring that front line. So as you tire them more holes are going to create. You're going to find gaps. The advantage that Pendleton has is they keep switching around the running back, so your running back every other play is going to be fresher than your defensive front line for Mount Vernon.
And it's going to be Roberts on the carry. And
that time, Mount Vernon knew what was coming. They loaded the middle. George Burham, usually in the safety, sometimes in the DB slot. He's kind of big for a DB, but was able to cover the holes there and not give up a big gain like we saw on the very last play.
Sophomore, 5'10", 205. Second down and 10 now. Watch for a pass play because now they're going trip receivers right side. They put a man in motion. Candiano back to pass. There's it, and incomplete.
Just didn't have the arm strength to get it to him. I mean, it was one-on-one coverage, which is what you want. You love. I know Garrick loves it when he's on offense, but it's one-on-one coverage, and it's you and your receiver. But you got to give your receiver a chance at the ball. Just underthrew it and wasn't able to get the ball down the field.
Looks like it might have been intended for Reese Reddington. Reddington is a sophomore, 5'10", 160 for Jed Richmond and his Arabian squad. And they go trip receivers right side. One running back to the left side of Candiano. Oh, nice pass and nice catch there. That was Reddington on the receiving end.
Beautiful ball there by Candiano. And then Reddington to bring it down with a defender on his back. Pendleton doing the right thing by hurry-up offense. They're going to do what kind of Mount Vernon does. You rush up, hut. All right, let's look at the sideline. Let's get the play. But good pass there. Reddington is second on the team in receiving yards at 114.
And off to Malone. And Malone thrown down by Cole Herman.
Strong, big boy. I tell you what, the matchup you want to keep watching is for Mount Vernon, number 11, Ren Davis on the DB, and number 2 for Pendleton, Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones he's been targeted the most. He has 14 receptions, mainly in the short yardage game because he averages 5.9 yards a reception. But they're going at it. You probably didn't see it off ball, but they're going at it. They know what this rivalry is. They're not going to let one or the other give an inch.
And they put Jones in motion from the left to the right side. Throws and, almost came down with it, was Reddington. A one-handed catch. What a highlight reel that would be.
Yeah, Reddington has 11 receptions on the year. He's more of the deep ball receiver. He averages 10.4 yards a catch, and his longest is 34 yards. He's a good target. Decent size. He comes in at 5'10", kind of smaller for a receiver. However, he has those long arms.
This is the 9th play coming up of this drive. For the Arabians, it started back on their own 31. And they hand off to number 35, Default.
DeVault. He's not a default player, but his name is DeVault.
DeVault. My bad.
I got you, Bill.
Like they said, my bad.
Hey, that's why we're a team, right?
Yes, sir?
Yes, sir. I say that to you. You're the boss here.
No, I'm not a boss nowhere. No. Jones and Reddington, wideouts to the right side for Pendleton Heights. Candino back to pass, and I think we had a movement on the line of Pendleton Heights.
Yeah, they kind of were like, I know they're coming hard. I'm going to lean back, but you got to wait till the ball snaps before you can make any movement.
While we got a little break in the action, we'd like to welcome my sister and brother-in-law, Denise and Dave Waterman, tuning in tonight. Glad you tuned in to the Marauder ball game. Hopefully you're enjoying it.
Yeah, we love having you. Welcome.
Yeah.
We love the viewership that we get. Mount Vernon's a fun team to watch.
4th and 13, they're going for it. Candino throws and complete to Reddington.
Pass complete to number 14, Reese Reddington.
Tell you what, they have Reese Reddington listed at 5'10". I don't believe that. I mean,
you sure don't look like
George.
Right.
George is 6'5", and George was on the coverage there, and he was like right up to it. Who are they trying to trick out there? They have him listed at 5'10".
Not with these eyesights of Daniel here.
No, I'm 40-40 vision.
So Mount Vernon takes over on downs.
He's pushing
Talk about it, Daniel.
I mean, he's
man.
like, hey, come on with me. He had that was Cole. That was Cole Herman's there, and he was just dragging him along. He was like, come with me. I need a blocker, and was able to pick up the first down. Keegan is so much fun to watch run.
Schluneker, little flare pass out to the outside, goes to Gentry. And he was one guy away from breaking it.
Busted coverage there, I believe. Nobody was on Gentry. I think half of the defense was in a zone and half was in a man, because the outside defender went with the running back or with the wideout, and Gentry just dumped out into the slot position and just did a little 5-yard curl route, and nobody was around him for 15 yards.
Schluneker, little pass, complete to George Burhan.
Burhan,
yeah.
We just call him George.
It's another Marauder first down, but here's the thing, Daniel. They're on the move with 1:44 to go, and we'll watch this play develop here.
And Gentry gonna get in easy.
Oh my
Just a
goodness.
Simple end around, and the subtleness of the handoff. It was perfect. We watch it right here. Look, Gentry's on the end and in the wings position, sends him in motion. Just a quick handoff. Great hold block there by George Burham, and then to get up into the end zone for the touchdown.
And Mount Vernon will get the kickoff to start the second half.
What do you think they're going for right now, huh? Are they looking for 5 weeks in a row?
Ely's extra point tries up and good. You're watching IndianaSRN.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Back at Hancock County Health Stadium on the campus of Mount Vernon High School. And we want to say happy birthday to our colleague, Joey Lindstrom.
Yeah, happy birthday. He's calling the Heritage.
21st birthday?
18.
18? Okay.
He's calling the Heritage Christian lapel game on site as well. So don't tune in over there. Stay with us.
That's right.
But when you get an opportunity, get out there, wish him happy birthday.
29 Mount Vernon, 0 Pendleton Heights. They'll take over 1st and 10. They'll start on their own 34.
Oh, good hit there.
Malone.
Straight up the middle. Oh. And this defense is starting to click, starting to stop him. Pendleton's trying to scramble to get some points on so that the first touchdown for Mount Vernon in the second half doesn't result in their 5th straight running clock in the last 5 weeks. So that loss, I think, was a little bit of a wake-up call to Noblesville at the beginning of the season. And ever since then, they've been putting the pressure on. They've been laying it on. It hurt them a little bit in the polls, but here in high school football, polls only give you a target.
Right.
Everybody makes it into the playoffs.
Right.
But it only gives you a target. So they're 6 right now. Oh, man, that was looks like number 55 for Mount Vernon. Colton Plank didn't want him to go anywhere.
Yeah.
That was like little kid back in the backyard. Hey, where are you coming? Give me your shirt. He's pulling his shirt. You ain't going nowhere.
We got
looks like a timeout, Pendleton. Or Mount Vernon. I didn't actually see the signal.
Sports management careers are booming. When you're managing the business side of sports, you're always a major player in the game. Our graduates work in crucial and demanding positions at sports organizations and venues, managing arenas and stadiums, handling publicity for their favorite teams, and developing the market for innovative sports products. Contact us at iupui.edu/sports management. In 2002, Piper Logistics was established with the encouragement and financial support of a spirited customer who helped Greg and Tim develop their vision. If you need something transported, contact Piper Logistics 317-395-1023. Piper Logistics. 3rd down and 7 now for the Arabians. Candino back to pass, throws, got the man, complete, and picks up an Arabian 1st down. That's Marvin Jones.
And Marvin Jones got the best of Ren Davis on that one, just a simple cross route, and was able to get up the field and pick up decent yardage here with 30 seconds in the clock ticking to end the half. They got to get the ball moving down the field.
Tick, tick, tick,
tick, tick, tick, tick.
Candino back to pass again. Left it up there, intended for the man, Rennington, incomplete.
But great defense there, and Rennington had to go on the defense and knock the ball away, or George Burham was going to have another interception. He's got a couple on the year so far.
Yep. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now for the Arabians. The ball's placed right at the 50-yard line. Going to go trip receivers to the right side. Rennington is the lone receiver to the left. That's Candino's favorite target, has been tonight. Throws an incomplete, and that's intended for number 6, Javon Cole.
And Randino took a hard hit there. Number 7 for Mount Vernon, Darren Smith was coming hard off the end. And as he threw it, took a really big hit there. Almost, probably in college, that probably would have been reviewed for targeting.
But that's 2 big hits tonight that Candino's had on him.
Yeah, and Mount Vernon does a great job. The speed of this front line is what really disrupts offenses, and they're able to jump off the ball, beat the big guys, the big boys on the offensive line off the ball, and get in the backfield to disrupt whatever play's coming.
Candino pitches back to Malone, and he's not going to get
past Keegan LaBelle.
Very
You ain't get past Keegan LaBelle.
And that's going to be a close to the end of the first half with the score Mount Vernon 29, Pendleton Heights 0. The important thing, Daniel, Mount Vernon gets the ball to start the second half. But that's about the 3rd week in a row that's happened, right?
Yeah, and last week we saw them be about the same pointage against Delta and come out, put 1 score up on the board, got to a running clock. You know, I don't think high schools shoot for that, but it is pretty cool to say 5 weeks in a row you got to a running clock, especially in conference play.
If you go to look at the scores from the past 6 weeks, there have been a lot of running clocks, you know.
Yeah, a lot of points being put up across the state, across the board. At some point during halftime, we'll kind of look at the scoreboard across the Indianapolis area to look at some scores, but a lot of points being put up.
And with that, we're going to step aside here. Halftime score, Mount Vernon 29, Pendleton Heights 0.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks. Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid earned that solo!
You see mine did it?
Yeah!
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Game day on IndianaSRN. And now here's a special message from Assistant Commissioner of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, Sandra Walter.
In cooperation with the Indiana High School Athletic Association, IndianaSRN would like to thank the men and women who officiate our sports contests. Congratulations to the following officials who've been selected as Official of the Year in their respective sport. This distinction is based on service to student athletes, coaches, and community over decades. These men and women have given countless hours to promoting and ensuring that education-based athletics are afforded to your student athlete. In cross country, Mr. Ted Knopfsinger. soccer for 21-22, Mr. Lawrence Lohner. In volleyball in the north, Mr. Steve Klein. And in football in Lake County, Mr. Fred Shobe. If you'd like to become an IHSAA official, please contact Sandra Walter at the IHSAA office, phone number 317-846-6601. And a huge thank you to Mr. Keith Meyer and IndianaSRN for being such an advocate to our officials, our student athletes, and our administrators of 407 member schools across the state of Indiana. We certainly thank you for the support and the constant effort to promote all that is good about education-based athletics.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Students definitely inspire me. I love my job. I love the light bulb moments. I love being that caretaker and caregiver for other people's children all day long.
I've noticed that a lot of kids are really nervous and anxious about doing everything perfect. And I think that when they really get to know me and I get to know them, I can help them understand that just being their self is right. As long as they believe in themselves and are confident in themselves, then their schoolwork shines.
What distinguishes Mount Vernon Community School Corporation? Our students are proof of the high-quality academics and exceptional dynamic teachers. Mount Vernon schools are among the top districts in the state, with our 4-star schools and an A-rated district. But it's more than that. Mount Vernon schools are known for instilling core values that inspire excellence, build character, and support others.
Mount Vernon is a place where hard work and big dreams equal amazing accomplishments. We are a growing school district in the heart of Indiana, and we provide our students with exemplary academics in a blended learning environment. Through a multitude of opportunities and a safe learning environment, we inspire a love of learning in our students so that they can thrive as adults. I believe all students deserve to learn at high levels, and for us to accomplish that vision, we must meet the needs of the whole child. Our one-to-one environment helps to provide enriching educational projects that challenge students. As a matter of fact, our district was one of the first in the state to be kindergarten through grade 12 STEM certified. Mount Vernon Community School Corporation provides high-quality academics, arts, and athletics.
My education at Mount Vernon Middle School has been outstanding because the teachers are just so amazing and they know exactly what they're teaching and they know how to cater to every student's needs.
I love how many clubs and activities we have. There's always another club that makes you feel like you belong there and like you have a place in this school.
Every person can come to Mount Vernon Middle School and get a good education.
Our teachers inspire students with a passion for learning, nurturing their growth in innovative, progressive ways.
I don't care how good you are, I want you to try your best at this. And as long as you try your best, there's a good chance that they're going to succeed in what they're doing in that day. So I always say, just do your best.
I feel here at Mount Vernon, we have an increased rigor that some students might not be used to, but that's what they're going to see in high school, that's what they're going to see in college, that's what they're going to expect to see in the workforce.
Together as a Mount Vernon family, we provide positive experiences to challenge and develop each child to their fullest potential.
All three of my children have graduated, they have all received scholarships. And the teachers, they go out of their way to make sure that the young people are well prepared, starting from kindergarten level. This is a community, we're a family, we're all here to work together.
Our students thrive, strive, and succeed because at Mount Vernon Schools, we engage, educate, and empower. It's what we believe. It's what we do for all our students.
Discover Mount Vernon, where teachers are focused on one thing, your child.
We are You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA. High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year. Come on, get your head out of your sacks. Shh, we're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid earned that solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah!
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Game day on IndianaSRN. And now here's a special message from Assistant Commissioner of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, Sandra Walter.
In cooperation with the Indiana High School Athletic Association, IndianaSRN would like to thank the men and women who officiate our sports contests. Congratulations to the following officials who've been selected as Official of the Year in their respective sport. This distinction is based on service to student athletes, coaches, and community over decades. These men and women have given countless hours to promoting and ensuring that education-based athletics are afforded to your student athlete. In cross country, Mr. Ted Knopfsinger. Soccer for 21-22, Mr. Lawrence Lohner. In volleyball in the north, Mr. Steve Klein. And in football in Lake County, Mr. Fred Schob. If you'd like to become an IHSAA official, please contact Sandra Walter at the IHSAA office, phone number 317-846-6601. And a huge thank you to Mr. Keith Meyer and IndianaSRN for being such an advocate to our officials, our student athletes, and our administrators of 407 member schools across the state of Indiana. We certainly thank you for the support and the constant effort to promote all that is good about education-based athletics.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week, showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Live back at Hancock County Stadium on the campus of Mount Vernon High School. Bill Ledlow, Daniel Morales. We are at halftime, and the Marauders with a commanding 29-0 lead right now. Let's look what happened in that first half. Pendleton Heights got the ball to start the ball game, went 3 and out. Mount Vernon got the ball back. First time, went 3 and out, punted. Pendleton Heights gets the ball, 3 plays, a punt. Mount Vernon gets it with like 8:33 to go in the first quarter, 3 plays, a punt. Then Pendleton Heights gets it. They went 7 plays and punted. Mount Vernon got it back at 4:31 and the first touchdown of the night at 3:25 on a 3-play drive. Hagler in for the touchdown, and the 2-point conversion to George Burhan made Mount Vernon in the lead 8-0. Pendleton Heights got the ball back into the first quarter and couldn't do anything with it. Start the second quarter, they ran 2 plays and turned it over on downs. Then the second scoring drive for Mount Vernon went 3 plays at the 10:07 mark. A TD run by Keegan LaBelle. Yeagley, extra point is good, and now it's Mount Vernon 15, Pendleton Heights 0. When Pendleton Heights got the ball back, they went 3 plays, punted. Mount Vernon gets it at the 8:14 mark, and with 6:57 to go in the first half, a TD pass from Sluniker to Gentry. Yeagley in for the extra point try, made it 22-0. Pendleton Heights' next possession, well, they ran some time and a lot of plays, but then they turned it over on downs. Mount Vernon gets it at the 2:15 mark, and at 1:35 to go in the first half, a TD run by Ashton Gentry. Yeagley comes on for the extra point try. It was good. Pendleton Heights gets the ball back and then just runs the clock out at the end of the first half. The first half is Mount Vernon 29, Pendleton Heights 0, but Pendleton Heights, Daniel, ran 40 offensive plays to Mount Vernon's 29, or of Mount Vernon's 20, but of those 20 plays, there was 4 scores.
Yeah, Mount Vernon struggled early on in that first quarter. For the first time going back-to-back series, 3 and out all season. Sorry, I take that back. No, because they scored early in the Noblesville game.
Yes.
They put up on the board. So for the first time all season, going first 2 series of the game, 3 and out. So kind of put them on their heels a little bit. However, the defense was stepping up and forced Pendleton to go 3 and out as well. And then the water broke. And the floodgates came out. Sorry, the dam broke. And then I probably shouldn't have said water broke. It's halftime.
Yeah, what is it? What is it?
But anyways, and then from there, it was all Mount Vernon. So,
you know, we're going to take a break. You're watching IndianaSRN.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
This broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the expressed written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. Now, Daniel, scoreboard time.
Yeah, presented by Morales Group. Let's look at some scores around the state of Indiana. First, some of our partners here for IndianaSRN working on site. LaPel is up 31-7 over Traders Point at halftime. Big game going on. Heritage Christian and Covenant Christian. Heritage jumped out to a big lead, 28-7, but now it's 28-14. Covenant coming back at halftime, so that's going to be a good one that's going to finish out. We look around Brownsburg and Westfield. Big game, tied at 14 at halftime. Same with Hamilton Southeastern and Zionsville. They're also tied at 14 at halftime. Mooresville, the number 5 ranked in 4A, Class 4A, Mooresville is up 45-7 at halftime. And then the number 1, Roncalli, up 7-3 on Brebeuf. So a lot of close games, a lot of blowouts as well, but that Roncalli game is pretty interesting. And, that's going to be a good one here at the end of the game as well, because Mount Vernon will eventually see them in postseason play. But that scoreboard brought to you by Morales Group.
You talk about that Brebeuf-Roncalli game. There is a young man that's playing for Brebeuf. Ane, I believe, is his name. Well, he's playing for Brebeuf, but his dad and some other relatives played at Roncalli. So then they ask him, the dad, who you rooting for tonight? Well, I am a Roncalli grad, but my son's playing for Brebeuf. It'll be Brebeuf.
I think that's an easy call. You don't ever go against your own kid. Well, you never know. Some ties are very, very strong. I'd hope you wouldn't go against your own son, but it is possible. But this one, he made the right decision on that call.
So we're going to take a break. You're watching IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Live back at Hancock County Stadium on the campus of Mount Vernon High School. Mount Vernon with a 29-0 halftime lead over the Pendleton Heights Arabians. We don't want to get too far ahead, but we're going to kind of get there anyway.
Yeah.
Mount Vernon next week will be on the road at Newcastle. Pendleton Heights, they will be at home against Delta. And I think that one could be a good game, Delta and Pendleton Heights.
Yeah, I mean, Delta, it's always a tough matchup when you come up against Mount Vernon, but Delta leading Newcastle right now 21-12 at halftime. So I'm sorry, still in the second quarter, so you never know what can happen. There's a lot of things going on in high school football together. And it's just this conference, Mount Vernon, yes, they have a very solid lead and they shouldn't throw it away, but anything could really happen, right? Anything's possible.
Yeah, anything.
What is that, Kevin Garnett? Anything's possible.
You're looking at Garrick Sloneker getting some warm-up reps in before the start of the second half. And so with that 29-0 lead, one score by Mount Vernon will put it into a running clock then?
It would be the fifth week in a row. Running clock rules, 35 points. It's kind of the mercy rule, 35 points and above. And once you get to the running clock, they only stop. I've heard it different ways. After a touchdown, it stops. And then on the kickoff, it starts again. I've heard the official rule from some of my other official friends is actual official friends. I mean, they're officially my friends. Like, they're really my friends, but they're officials. I think whatever helps you sleep at night. But
we've heard that before, haven't we?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Appreciate that. But no, it's supposed to be the clock runs all the way up until the extra point is done. So whether they go for it, whether they kick a field goal, then it stops. Last week, for example, we saw the clock stop after a touchdown and not start again until the kickoff. So we'll see what the clock management down low below us, what they're going to be able to do.
You look at Coach Vince Leidy putting the special team out there and ready to get this underway. Second half. Dominic Apo, number 17, will be kicking off for the Arabians. I believe it'll be Bell and Gentry back. And there's a little squib kick. And that's the way to do it. You got your hands people up there, right? Jaden Gibson just fell on the ball.
I think they were trying to do anything possible to get the ball back, but what they did is they kind of hurt themselves here because now Mount Vernon's got pretty decent field position.
So they'll be on their own 41-yard line. Schlineker and the offense of Mount Vernon. Gentry in motion from the right to the left. LaBelle gets it across the 45-yard line.
Keegan LaBelle on the carry. Tackled by number 8, Jake Ergot. Going to bring up second down for Mount Vernon.
When they're on the opposite side, you can zoom in a little bit, but you're blocking some of the players from
Schlineker is in the pistol formation. Hands off to LaBelle, and there he goes. LaBelle taking it to the house. His second touchdown. No, his second touchdown of the night.
Oh, Bill, be confident in what you know you're talking about.
Come on, man.
Bill, do you know what I'm going to say here? See if you take a guess. Look at that. A truck could drive through that hole. And LaBelle, with this speed, was able to get up the sideline and go in for the touchdown.
11:18 to go in the third quarter. And it's a TD run by Keegan LaBelle. Yealy's in for the extra point try, and it is good. We'll take a break. You're watching IndianaSRN.
You want a career that fuels your passion for sports and physical activity. IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences offers that and more. You'll have insider access to sports, fitness, and exercise science professionals and learn from faculty with years of industry experience. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll study next to world-class sports facilities, Olympic governing bodies, the NCAA, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sports industry career. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Live back at Hancock County Health Stadium, the kickoff. Taken by, getting a nice run back. A little stiff arm there by Malone. And a good return there by Malone.
Yeah, if only they had that at the beginning of the game. Now we hit that 5th week in a row of running clock. As we can see the clock ticking. And that running clock rules do go in effect. And one of the things I did not mention when we were going over how it works, no matter what, if that team drops below that 35 threshold, it does not stop.
Still continues to run.
Once you hit 35, it is the rest of the game running clock.
1st and 10 now for the Arabians, down 36-0. Candino hands off to Malone. And he's a good runner on this Mount Vernon ball club or Pendleton High ball club. He's a sophomore, 6 foot, 180.
Good size. I mean, when you look at Derrick Henry, he's a pretty big boy, 6'3", 6'4", 200 and some pounds. But he's strong. It's strength there.
And we got a timeout. You're watching IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Live back Hancock County Stadium. On the campus of Mount Vernon High School, Bill Edlow, Daniel Morales. It'll be 2nd down and 4 now, Daniel, for the Arabians.
And they're driving a little bit. Picked up good yardage on their first run here. See if they can get in the end zone.
And they give it back to Malone again, and he is stopped by a host of Marauders.
The hole's just, it's there, but it closes up so quickly. That defense is so quick to say, hey, I know which gap this runner is going to try to go through. I need to close it as quick as possible. And that front line for Mount Vernon is doing a great job tonight.
And he picks up a 1st down on that. And I think that was the result of the way those holes are closing up, possibly, Daniel, is the result of the Noblesville game, because those holes were open, and that little player, Schaffner, for Noblesville, took advantage of it, and when he got going, look out.
Yeah, the Mount Vernon front line really struggled against Noblesville and being able to stop them, and they've turned it around. They've turned it around these last couple games. The last, 4 games? 5 games?
Yeah.
They've turned it around. And once again, I'm going to go back to it, not only because it's New Pal, and I love beating New Pal, but that was the best defense I've seen Mount Vernon play combine from start to finish in a very long time, probably early in the season last year.
You know, they got, again, we talked about it, they got down 10-0, and there was no quit. They, you know.
Not at all.
2nd and 6 now. And Candino going to keep it himself as the clock continues to run.
Indiana on the keeper. Tackle made by number 57, Rajon Wells.
Rajon Wells on the stop.
Rise up, fans. It's third.
And Rajon Wells, number 57. He's a senior, 6'3", 265. 3rd and 3 now for the Arabians. Oh, I think. And that's Roberts again on the run for Pendleton Heights.
He's a big boy. Big boy. He's coming in at 6 foot. They have 170. These rosters, I tell you what. They have Malone at 180, and I tell you what, I'm looking at Roberts here, and he looks a lot bigger than 170.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 now for the Arabians. This is the 6th play of the drive that started on their own 43-yard line at the 10:59 mark. Candino throws. And it was intended for Cole, and it hit him right in the hands, and he just couldn't grasp it.
Yeah, it was a comeback route. He just threw it a little bit too far out, and he had to dive for it. That's a tough catch. If you're a quarterback and you got that type of coverage on him where there's about a 5-yard halo, you got to put the ball on the money there.
So it'll be a 2nd down for the Arabians at Mount Vernon's 31-yard line. Off to Malone, and he gets it across the 30. There's a little
chipping, yeah. They know the rivalry. They know the rivalry. It's not as big as New Pal, but Pendleton would be up there.
The Battle of 67, man.
That we unofficially declared it. I like it. We should get T-shirts made just for it.
Hey, there you go.
I think we can make some money out here.
So what is the distance between about?
I want to say it's about 6 or 7 miles.
Yeah, not very far. Candino back to pass. Looking, throws. And again, it hits the receiver, Ethan Childs.
And Hegler on defense. We haven't really seen that.
No.
He's not even listed as a DB. We're looking at the roster. He's running back, kick returner. He thought it was 4th down. He was already out there. Wrong play.
Yeah, on my sheet here, I don't even have him listed as, a deep, on the depth chart.
Yeah, I'm not sure there.
3rd down now for Pendleton Heights. They go trip receivers left. Little flare pass and knocked down by Owen Johnson.
Update in our other site, our other network game, Heritage over Covenant. The score is now down to, or the lead is now down to 7, 28-21.
Oh, wow.
It's going to go down the wire. So once this game's over, folks, go over there and check out the end of that game because I'm sure it's going to be exciting.
Well, Mount Vernon will take over on downs. The 4:20 mark from their own 30. Sluniker in the pistol. Hands off to Hagler. And Hagler gets through the hole. Look out, 40, 35, 30. Hagler going to the house. His second touchdown of the evening.
And that front line push was perfect. Big hole once again. This one, maybe not a truck, but maybe a car, but still big enough. And then he had one tackle to break, as we see. Look at this hole. Boom, shoots the gap.
There it goes.
Breaks a tackle, wide open, and then it's just a foot race, and no one is catching him as he goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
3:57 mark. Ely's extra point try is good. So it's 43-0. Mount Vernon will take a break. You're watching Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
Welcome back to Hancock County Stadium on the campus of Mount Vernon High School. The Marauders are up 43-0 as Ely kicks off. Taken by Malone, and he's dropped. So Pendleton Heights now.
Tackle made by number 89, Luke Heiner.
Luke Heiner on the stop.
And they have him listed as 6 foot. I can't say much because when I was in high school, they had me listed at 6'2", and I'm pretty sure I'm about 5'11 3/4. But if anybody asks, I'm 6 foot.
Yeah.
But no, in high school they did. They literally had me on the roster at 6'2", and I'm like, I wish.
So the Arabians will take over on their own 25-yard line.
And what you do, you still see the first string defense and offense in this quarter. Reason being is there is an eligibility limit for quarters that you can play, and if they put the JV in, it's going to count as a quarter. You only get 5 in a week. So if they put them in the third and the fourth, then that takes away one of their quarters in their JV game. That would be tomorrow.
Jordan on the receptive end of Candino's pass. We're at 2:46 now. Gibson on the receptive end, and now it's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Arabians. Candino takes it. Oh, he thought he didn't think he got down. But Roberts kind of got flipped over, thought he landed on a Marauder.
You know, if maybe they let that keep playing out if there's review in high school, because I don't think he was down. I really don't think he was down.
Well, he didn't either.
But, hey, whistle's all that matters.
No review in high school football.
Thank God.
Back to Roberts.
We'd be here all night.
Under 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter. If this continues tonight as the way it is, Daniel, Mount Vernon will move their record to 5-1 on the year, and the Arabians will go 3-3.
Yep, and Mount Vernon will move to 5-1 and hopefully move up in the rankings a little bit. Roncalli's playing number 1 for 3A Buff. So, you lose to them. Do you drop in the polls? I don't think so. I think you may give up the number 1 spot. Thing is Mooresville lost last week to Decatur Central and dropped in the AP Media poll down to 4th. In the IndianaSRN poll, we got them at 5th. Mount Vernon holding steady at 6th. They maybe move up in the rankings a little bit.
It'll be 3rd and 6 now for the Arabians. Candano back to pass. Can't find anybody. Just takes off running. He's going to be close to a first down.
Oh, my gosh. The official just looks and he just points. It's one of those. What did we used to do last year? Yeah, it's close enough. Go ahead. Move the chains.
Yeah.
That's all right.
And that's going to bring a close to the end of the third quarter. We'll take a break. You're watching IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game. Back at Hancock County Stadium on the campus of Mount Vernon High School. Folks, for you folks at home, you don't know what goes on behind, the cameras. And we'll just leave it at that, okay? It's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Arabians from their own 49-yard line. Hands off to Malone, and he's going to pick up a first down.
And now we'll start seeing probably maybe one more series with the first starters or a mixture of starters and backups, but then I think eventually we will see the backups come in. And that's when Mount Vernon has given up the points that they've had. We look at the season so far, and they gave up obviously 57. I'll always bring that up because that was just embarrassing to Noseville. Gave up 25, but that was after they got up to about 43-7. Got up 42-7 against, actually 42-0. It's an incomplete pass there by Candino. But it was 42-0 in Greenfield, and obviously put the backups in and put 21 points up on the board. New Pal, I think they kept the starters in the whole game because they scored 10 points early, and then never scored again. And then Delta last week backups in with that 56-31 win. So, it doesn't really matter. We talk about polls. We talk about where you're at in the rankings.
Right.
We talk about stats. All that stuff goes out the window once you go into postseason play. And we're past halfway. Mount Vernon has 3 games left after tonight. They go to Newcastle, they go to Shelbyville, and then we come home here against Yorktown to end the season. And now Robert's hard to bring down as well.
Bringing him down was number 34, Max Hayes.
But all of it goes out the window when postseason plays. It's one of the it's hit or miss. You look at it and you say, oh, everybody gets in. That's great.
Right.
But then it's like, well, does everybody really deserve to get in? Let's say you have Roncalli, number 1 team in the state.
Right.
Come and play somebody who is 0-9 going into postseason play, and then Roncalli's best running back gets hurt. It's one of those scenarios.
Right.
But Everybody gets to play.
Candino back to pass, and a flag.
Looks
False
like
start
Pendleton.
on Pendleton Heights. So here's a question to you, Daniel, on that. Would you take your number one teams in each class and give them a bye?
I think there needs to be some type of ranking. I don't mind the blind draw to an extent, but if you're number one in that sectional based off of your ranking, I think that should be some type of an advantage. Now, however, every sectional is different. So, we're not going to see Roncalli in our sectional. So Mount Vernon is technically going to be, hopefully they'll move up in the rankings come next week. But they're not going to be number one in the state.
Right.
I think there should be something at least discussed in the aspect of maybe we should kind of make it a bracket, right? Everybody gets in, that's fine. But you have to stack rank your sectional. And where do they fall? But then it determines how there's a lot of, algorithm to it, because then how do you determine if somebody has the same record? How are you going to determine who has, who deserves the higher ranking kind of thing? So just thinking that and speaking that out, it's too complicated. Let's just keep it as it is.
What's the old thing there? Keep it simple, stupid, right?
Yeah,
Kiss,
I guess so.
Kiss.
Hey, your winners are going to win, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there goes Malone again.
It just gives it the opportunity for anything to happen. Anything can happen in high school football. We look at the Covenant, we're following the Covenant Christian and Heritage Christian game. They jumped out to 28-7.
Right.
And it is now a touchdown game at 28-21. Anything can happen in a quick span. Mount Vernon against Pendleton struggled a little bit in the last couple years when they played them. And now they're putting it on, but they were number one at that time.
Right.
It puts a number on your back.
And they moved again, the offensive line. And here's the thing. Do you want that target on your back, or would you rather go into the tournament and not be highly ranked and take care of business?
I think people are going to look at Mount Vernon. They're going to look at that first game. It's 6A, but it's Noblesville. Not a heavy, strong football school.
Good point. Good point.
People are going to look at that. Ranking-wise, yes and no. If you're there all the time and you're familiar with it, like a New Pal last few years, like a Roncalli usually is, you're not going to think anything of it. You're just going to know, hey, I can get beat any week I go out there.
Right.
When you're Mount Vernon, I think that the pressure jumps up, expectations jump up. It gets the players, and it gets difficult, I think, depending on the school.
And Candino is dropped for a loss by Max Hayes. Max has put together a pretty good night on defense. So now it's 4th and a country mile.
Is it over 20?
It's at 20.
I think it's a half of a country mile.
Huh?
Half of a country mile.
And Coach Richmond will keep the offense on the field, and then they call a timeout. With that, we'll take 1-2. You're watching IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Welcome back to Hancock County Stadium. We can match you with the right career or hire the right candidates for your company. We do so much more than that. Let us help you today. Contact the Morales Group at 317-472-7600. Fourth, a country mile for the Arabians. Candino, and nothing there. And Max Hayes in there once again. Oh, Kellen LaBelle. So Mount Vernon will take over on downs.
And that
should just about.
Well, I think it did it like a couple touchdowns ago, but that should do it.
So Mount Vernon will take over. 5:20 or 5:09 to go in the ball game.
5:06, 5:05.
Oh, okay, because it's running, it's running. Okay. So they'll start on their own 49. The Marauders will. Hagler stays in the game, and he is.
Oh, that's a penalty.
Wow.
That's not Hagler.
That's number 25.
Kobe Austin.
Kobe Austin.
And Etherington comes into the game. Something I would like to talk about Etherington. I think I talked about this last week on the broadcast, on the radio broadcast. Probably got a little bit more viewers this week on the webcast, but hopefully. Etherington is going to be a good player. He's a good size. His name's Tyler Etherington. He's a 6', 6'2", 180, which is about where Garrick's at. But just his demeanor, I watched him. I went out to the New Pal Mount Vernon JV game and watched him, and I'm impressed. I think Mount Vernon's got a lot of good things coming at the quarterback, and they have big shoes to fill. You know, we had Shipley 2 years ago.
Right.
Garrick, last year, but 2 years ago, Shipley was a quarterback. Garrick was a sophomore. They come in, they switch it out, and then Garrick takes over that role last year as a junior with Shipley as a senior and does really well. Now we have Etherington in here who is a sophomore, and I tell you what, I'm excited to watch him coming in these next few years.
There's a handoff to Austin. Nope. Anown was on the run. So they're bringing a lot of.
That'll bring up 4th and 11 for Mount Vernon.
Manny's in there.
Yeah, he's snapping. He's a long snapper.
Yeah. Manny Morales, your long snapper on this, as it's 4th and 11 for Mount Vernon.
Perfect snap.
Way to go, Manny.
Oh, almost blocked, though. That was a good effort there by Pendleton.
And it takes a Mount Vernon roll. We ought to save that for tomorrow, though. You know that?
What?
That roll. Save it for breakfast in the morning.
You've been waiting all night to use that one, haven't you?
You know, when I say things like that, people say don't lose your day job. I don't have a day job. Well, I kind of got a day job.
You do have a day job.
Yeah, I got a day
job.
job.
Some days I want to quit it. You know what? We got 2 minutes clock ticking down here. I want to give a big shout out to our producer, Casey. This is the second time he's put up with us, and I think we're his favorite. He's going to shake it. Like, he's shaking his head. We're his favorite.
There's a timeout, Mount Vernon. You're watching IndianaSRN, where you're always in the game.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
They got duped.
Live back at Hancock County Stadium on the campus of Mount Vernon High School. The Marauders and the Arabians. The Arabians have it, 1st and 10. Candino back to pass, and he's flushed out of the pocket and thrown for a loss.
Owen Johnson with the sack.
Owen Johnson continues to stay in the game tonight.
Nah, he brought him out now.
It'll be 2nd and 20 for the Arabians.
Second and another country mile for the Arabians as we second down and 20. A minute 35 to go here in the ball game. Again, the Marauders will run their record to 5-1 on the year. The Arabians will go 3-3. Got a little jersey and pulled him down. Number 88 Trey Jones.
Trey Jones is a good player too. He's going to be a good receiver. He's not a big kid. He's 5'7", 151 pounds. He's a sophomore though. But his dad actually arena football receiver, so he's got it in the blood.
Hands off to Malone, trying to bounce it outside. Got a little room and bumped out of bounds on the far side.
James Malone on the carry. Knocked out of bounds by number 6, Joe Campos.
First and 10 for the Arabians. Candino airs it out. Pass
interference. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they didn't call it. He had his jersey.
Pass intended for Caden Sims.
Let's see if they get another play off here.
As we approach the 10-second mark.
And nope.
I think they're just going to let this. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your ball game. Your final score once again, the Mount Vernon Marauders 43, the Pendleton Heights Arabians 0. Daniel, some of your thoughts on this game tonight. Started out kind of sloppy on both ends, but then Mount Vernon found the rhythm, and once they found it, they just kept it on.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it was sloppy. I think both defense came out ready to play and were filling gaps in areas that just didn't expect to be filled. And so that was a struggle for Mount Vernon. But, once you exploit those, once you figure out, hey, what can I do to do something different, then you start seeing the points flood onto the scoreboard like we saw here with 43-0. And kudos to Pendleton. It's a tough matchup. They're now on a 3-game losing streak. Lost to Greenfield, lost to New Pal, and now lost to Mount Vernon. But those are three schools that are
opponents
at the top of the conference. You got Mount Vernon, New Pal, and Greenfield. So you can't hang your head too low going against the 6th-ranked team in the state.
You take on a Newcastle club that coming into tonight's contest in the conference, they are 1-1. They're 2-3 on the year. So,
Yeah, they're down right now 28-12 to Delta. So could be moving another loss tonight.
Yeah. Well, final score here once again. You see it on your screen. The Mount Vernon Marauders winning big 43-0 over the Pendleton Heights Arabians. I'm Bill Ludlow, and this guy here is the Hall of Famer, Daniel Morales.
In my own mind.
And till next week, goodbye, everybody.